Hi, I'm Sarah Barguirdjian and welcome to your yoga class with me today and with Suki. This is going to be an edited version of the 75-minute live class that I teach via Zoom on Saturday mornings. Details for that are down here. So what we will be doing is beginning with the yang, strong, dynamic movements. We're going to be doing a couple of Vinyasa kramas, so Vinyasa flows, moving the body, moving the joints through their full range of motion, building strength and building flexibility. Then you're going to come down to the floor. I've got my 2-minute egg timer here, and we'll do 3 yin poses where you're held in stillness and doing deep stretches, relaxing the muscles so that the deep inner connective tissue and the fascia gets time to really lengthen and release. And then the prana in your body can move with more freedom. So let's begin. Come up to standing and come to the short edge of your mat, the front of your mat. Separate your feet to hip width apart. Bring your hands down by your sides. Blade your hands here. Stand tall. Outwardly rotate your palms and your arms. Inhale to bring your arms up overhead for Urdhva Hastasana. And as you exhale, come into chair pose, Utkatasana. Lift your hands so your shoulders are working hard here. Open up your heart. Sit maybe a little bit lower. Then fold forward. Bring your fingertips to the sides of your feet. Please bend your knees here. You don't have to have straight legs. Inhale, raise your chest, look forward, keep your fingertips on the floor. And as you exhale, walk back into plank. And then continue breathing as you hold plank for about 5 more seconds, not a long hold at all. Press your hands away from each other and back towards your feet. Squeeze your legs, maybe a bit more than 5 seconds. Bring your knees down to the floor. Come all the way down. And then curl up into Cobra. Press your legs towards each other. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. See if you can bring your little toenails down to the floor so you broaden the lower back as well. Then push back to downward facing dog. Push your knees down. Exhale, press back. Now bring your 2 feet together. Inhale, raise your right leg up and back. Now keep it parallel to the floor. Don't be tempted to open up the hips here. Work more on strength. Squeeze the left buttock in. Then bring your right knee towards your nose, round your back, come onto your right fingertips and step your right foot forward in between your hands. Bring your back knee down. Then from here, as you push both feet down, lift your chest and just move your hands back. Raise your chest, raise your chest, raise your chest. Outwardly rotate your arms again. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Now grab your left wrist. Inhale and pull that left hand up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, lean over to the right. Keep pressing the right buttock in. Maybe look up a little bit underneath your left arm and see if you can bring it back a little bit more behind you. Then release the wrist. Bring both of your arms up. Now come into a twist. Bring your right hand onto your thigh, left hand down to the floor and turn to the right. Push the right hand and the left hand down so that you can get a little bit more of that ratcheting feeling and twist. Good. Now pick up your back knee, straighten the back leg, look down, touch down with your right hand and step back to downward facing dog. Bring your 2 feet together. Let's do that on the left side. Inhale, bring the left leg up. Now again, pause. Don't be in a hurry to step forward. It's these moments when we're patient that the deep flexibility work gets done. Bring your knee towards your nose, working more here on abdominal strength. So your abdominal muscles are carrying the weight of your left leg. Come onto your left fingertips, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Bring your back knee down. Pause here for a moment, squeeze your bottom, and then pick your hands up just enough to slide them back. Keep pressing them down as you lift your chest. Outwardly rotate your arms. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Grab your right wrist with your left hand and lean over to the left. Keep squeezing your bottom. Keep pressing the left buttock in a little bit more. Then release the wrist. Bring your arms straight up. Coming towards the twist, bring your left hand onto your left thigh, your right hand to the floor. Turn the hand a little bit out to the right and then turn to the left. Squeeze your bottom. Turn your neck as well. Good, then from here, pick up the back knee. Squeeze that back leg really straight. Look down, bring your left hand to the floor and go back to downward facing dog. So that's one Vinyasa Krama. We've done a cycle of poses on the right side and then the left side. Bend your knees. We're going to do one more now. Inhale, raise your chin, look forwards, and as you exhale, step your right foot, then your left foot, or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, raise your chest, look up, and as you exhale, fold. Coming up to standing, reach your arms out to the sides, come all the way up. Now keep your arms overhead, and as you exhale, come into the next Krama. Bend your knees, chair pose. Sink a little bit lower. Inhale, raise your chest and your hands. Exhale, fold forward. Now we're going to do a very different Krama now. Inhale, raise your chest, look up. And as you exhale, step back into plank. So still following the pattern here. Come forward a little bit more. Grip the floor with your fingerprints. Push down with the bases of your knuckles. Squeeze your legs. Then bring your knees down to the floor. Don't stick your bottom up here. Bring everything down at once. Inhale, curl up into Cobra. Now we're going to do another back bend here. Come halfway down. Pick your hands up off the floor. Reach your fingertips towards your feet and pick up your legs. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Press your hands towards each other. Keep your shoulders lifted up away from the floor. Shavasana, locust pose, a variation of it. Then bring your hands by the sides of your ribs. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under. Push the floor away and push back. Now bring your 2 feet together. Inhale, raise the right leg up and back for 3-legged dog again. And as you exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Now this time we're going to come into Warrior 2. So bring your back heel down, pick up your left hand, reach forward with the left hand and then rainbow it over your head up to the ceiling as you plant your pose. Maybe get a bit more length in your stance. And make sure that your right knee is pointing straight ahead. You can help that happen by squeezing the right buttock in. And lift your back, your straight leg, the inner thigh up a little bit more to the ceiling and push down with the inner heel. Now reverse your warrior. So turn your right palm up, bring your left hand onto your left thigh and reach your right hand up. As you turn your head and look at your back foot, don't let the front knee, the right knee straighten. Keep it bent. Now come back to Warrior 2, look forwards and come into triangle pose. So straighten your right leg, bring your right hand onto your shin, thumb inside, fingers on the outside, pull your hand up and turn your head. So look up towards the top hand, or you can look down if you're a bit wobbly. Press your hips towards your back foot and squeeze your legs. Then look down at your front foot, bend the right knee and come into downward facing dog. Place your hands, pick up the back heel, step back. Bring your feet together. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, step that left foot forward in between your hands. Bring your back heel down. Warrior 2, bend the left knee to right angle. Move the right hand forward. Putting your shoulder through its nice range of motion. It's like you're playing the air guitar, isn't it? Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten the back leg, lift the inner thigh, push the back heel down. Reverse your warrior, keeping this knee bent as it is. So slide your right hand down your leg, turn your left palm up. Look at your back foot for this one. And nail down the outer heel. 3, 2, breathe into your left lung. 1, come back to Warrior 2. How are the legs? Trikanasana, triangle pose, I hadn't forgotten. Straighten the left leg, move your body weight forwards a bit more here. Bring your hand just above the ankle or just below the knee. Reach up the right hand, turn your belly and chest, look up, stretch up as you press your feet towards each other. 3, 2, 1. Look down, touch down, downward facing dog. Good, now put a little bend into your knees and look forwards. We're going to complete this krama. Step your left foot, then your right foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lift up. Exhale, fold to Uttanasana. Coming up to standing, reach your arms out to the sides. Come up, This time, look up and stretch up and bring your hands together. Then lower your chin and look forwards, turn your palms to the side walls and bring your hands down by your sides. Good, now, yin. So from here, you're going to come into a wide-legged child's pose, a wide-kneed child's pose. It's good to have your blanket or your towel here for two reasons. In fact, you could have two of them as well, two blankets or two towels. It's good to have it underneath your bottom. If you're someone who, when you come into child's pose, your bottom's up a lot, you can even roll it up quite a bit and put it underneath the backs of your knees so that you've got something to rest onto. Another use of a towel is underneath your forehead here. So reach around and get another one, or just use one, because this also helps to kind of topple you up, kind of like a seesaw, so that you're more likely to have your bottom on your heels, or at least lower, and you've got something nice and soft underneath your forehead. So wide-kneed, bring your forehead onto your mat or onto your blanket. Now I'm going to give you an option here to make this a twist. In fact, make this a twist. Let's do this together. Bring your right hand down to the floor. Bring your left arm underneath your right arm with the palm facing up, your left palm facing up, and then turn your head towards the right. Now, from here, relax as much as you can. So you could even bring your right arm, the forearm, down to the floor. Maybe reach the left hand a touch more. And just pause here for a little under 2 more minutes. Be still. Keep your eyes open, but keep your eyes softly focused at one point, so you're not moving and looking around the room with your sight. You'll notice here that gradually you'll start to get your breath back, your heart rate will slow down. And the longer you're in this pose, there'll be more interesting sensations going on around your hips, around your knees and your ankles. If they're too intense, please come out of the pose, and you can lie on your back and draw your knees in towards your shoulders instead, and forget the twist. So discomfort is okay, but pain, not okay. Now that your breath has slowed down somewhat, smooth it out a little bit more. Now that you've got the ability to have a bit more control over your breathing. Breathe all the way down the back body, from the back of your heart down to your lower back. So each inhalation, you're breathing into the back all the way down. And as you exhale, let from the tailbone up towards the back of your heart rise up. So inhale from the back of your heart down towards your tailbone. Exhale from your tailbone up to the back of your heart again. Have that feeling of your breath going down and fully inhabiting your back body, adding expansion, nourishing every tissue, filling the energy channels, up and down with each inhale and exhale. Now we're going to come to the other side. So push your right hand down and come all the way up to sit. Just pause here for a moment. Then come down, reach your right hand underneath your left arm, palm facing up, turn your head and let the side of your head rest on your blanket. Bring your left forearm down to the floor. And again, 2 minutes. If you're finding this too intense, again, you can lie down on your back and bend your knees, put your hands around the tops of your shins and just gently draw your knees in towards your chest. That way you'll have no body weight in that variation of child's pose. Relax your shoulders.
If you feel like you could move your right hand a little further to the left, then do that, and then relax, let it be. Come back to your breathing. Inhale into the back of the heart, all the way down to your tailbone, and exhale from the tailbone back to the back of the heart. And it can be quite a sort of general, wide, broad area of the back of the heart to the lower back. And don't worry about getting the feel of it exactly right, or if your attention moves away. But if your attention does move away, try and catch it and bring it back to bringing some direction and depth and purpose to your breath. You're more than halfway through the time now, about 30 seconds left. See if you can relax your entire body another 10%, including your hands, your feet, your face. Breathing into the back of your heart to your tailbone. And breathing up from the tailbone, breathing out from the tailbone to the back of the heart. Good. Then from here, coming out of this pose, push your left hand down, pick yourself all the way up, and then come all the way up and bring your knees together. Now, come up into a kneeling position. And I want you to move so that you can see the screen and you can sit onto your blanket. Make sure that it's folded really nicely. If it got a little bit out of whack, then refold it. Now, from here, we're going to come into kind of a variation of Gomukhasana legs, and we're going to come into a side bend as well. So bring your right leg under, your right leg, as if you were going to sit cross-legged, and step the left leg over to the other side of this knee. Now you can stay with this, or possibly taking it further, bring this leg a little bit more out to the side, the top leg, the left leg a little bit more out towards the right. So you're more in this sort of shoelace shape. Then, whatever you're doing, bear in mind you've got to hold this for 2 minutes, so with the knee up a little bit more, it might be a bit more accessible and manageable to hold. Bring your right hand down to the floor, bend the elbow, and lean to the side. Now, again, you can keep the left hand on your leg, or an option to take this a little bit further. You can either bring the hand around the back and slide the back of the hand around the lower back and turn that little bit more up towards the ceiling, or just keep the hand here. So you've got a choice. So 2 minutes. Quite a lot of yang work here in this right hand, so don't come down too far. And slightly lower your chin, so even though you've turned your head a little bit towards the left, look down at the floor and let your legs and that back hand in particular, that left arm, relax as much as possible. And do feel free to change your mind and put your hand back on your knee if you want. It's quite nice to have that pressure of the weight of your hand slightly pressing down as well. Again, just gaze at one point. Now this time, we're going to breathe, inhaling and exhaling up the front of your spine. So rather than feeling the back body, still very much internal, but you're going to breathe in from the center of your heart, down the front of your spine, down to your tailbone. And as you exhale from the tailbone, back up to the center of your heart. So breathe in steadily and slowly to your heart center and down to your tailbone. And breathe out from the tailbone up the front of your spine, back to your heart, as best you can. If you're finding the weight, the pressure on the right arm is too much, you can rest your elbow on a block. More than halfway through. and keep that breathing visualization going, the pranayama. It also helps to distract from the discomfort in your body that might be mounting now. Try not to slump forward, make it more of a side bend rather than a folding down. Okay, now from here, we're going to come up. So push your right hand down, bring yourself up. If you used a block before, then you're going to probably want it on this side. It's quite intense, right? Lean back. Bring your left foot to the floor, then your right. Now the right leg comes under. I'm going to use my block this time. And step your right foot over. Again, you can stay like this with the knee vertical. It's much more accessible. Try and have the right sitting bone on your blanket, or you can bring your leg over a little bit here. Now again, it's a side bend. So you can put your hand on the block, you can put your hand on the floor, you can put your elbow on the block. This is a little bit easier. Remember, you've got a second height here as well, which might be better for you. Have a little bit of an angle. And then this right hand can be on your knee, or you can bring the hand around, thumb down, reach down, and then try and park that back hand and relax the entire arm as much as you can. Okay, again, just under 2 minutes. Side bend rather than a forward fold. Relax your feet and your hands. And again, look slightly down. Try and stretch your spine, lengthen your spine a little bit here, reaching your head a little bit more away from your hips. And again, when you're ready, come back to that pranayama tone of breathing into your heart, down to the tailbone, breathing out from the tailbone up the front of the spine, back to the heart. Just a small journey of the breath. Try not to fidget here, even if you're feeling uncomfortable, which you will inevitably feel at some point. If the stretch is too intense anywhere, please come out, especially being aware of your knees. The knees tend to be quite vulnerable, especially the top knee. Okay, let's come out. So release that back hand if it is around the back. Push your left hand down, come all the way up. Bring your hands onto the floor behind you. And then lengthen your legs long. Okay, this is the final yin pose. Now, you'll need your block here. Hold on to your block. Inhale, sit really tall, and as you exhale, turn towards the right foot. Now, put your block down inside the knee, and then bring your hands to either side of the knee. Relax your feet, relax your legs, and fold forward. Now, you may be upright like this, or you may even be upright completely, and if that's your limit, stay like that. But possibly you can stack your hands onto your block, maybe rest your head. You might find that actually you can move the block a little further away. Maybe you only need one hand on the block. You might find actually you don't need your hands on the block. You can bring your head down. But bear in mind, you're going to be here for about another minute and a half. It's quite a long hold. So don't tax yourself too much. A gentler stretch for a longer period of time is much better. Not only more doable, but lasting effects for the muscles, the fascia, all the connective tissues. Longer and less intense is better. You'll get lasting results and you'll be less likely to cause injuries or micro tears, particularly where the muscle attaches to the bone, becomes a tendon and attaches. They're very vulnerable areas there. That tends to be where we get injured. So mind your ego. Be careful of what you're telling your body to do, what you think your body should do, and respond with kindness to what your body is in fact telling your mind. Try and relax as much as you can. Let the left buttock drop towards the floor. Don't force it, but let it just be heavy. About 10 more seconds here. Come in a little deeper if you want, or back off. And back away, I should say. Now, as you inhale, push your hands into the floor and come up. Move the block. Raise your arms, lift your torso, twist towards your left foot. Bring your hands down. Stay upright like this, or even this, or possibly come down a touch more. Relax your feet. You could put another block on top of the base block, or make fists. Be conservative to begin with. Relax your legs. If you've got any injuries, I'm nursing a hamstring injury on this side, then please don't push things. As soon as you feel any discomfort in any injured areas, then back away a little bit so you don't feel that pain. About a minute more. No particular pranayama work here, just be aware of your body and respond to it kindly. If you feel like you could move the block a little bit more towards your feet, then do, your left foot. Okay, about 10 more seconds. Now on your next inhalation, raise your head enough for you to take your hands away and push yourself up. Put the block to the side. Bring your hands underneath your knees, pull yourself up and lie down. A 1 minute Shavasana. Make sure that you've got your head and your neck supported. Do what Suki's doing. Lie down and rest and enjoy being held and supported by the ground. No ambitions here. Nowhere to go, nothing to make or do, just let go and be held. Slightly press your elbows down so you can move your shoulder blades towards each other. Windscreen wipe your feet a couple of times and then be still and let your feet turn away from each other. Rest. Now bend your knees one leg at a time and roll onto your right side. Keep the weight of your head resting in your arm. And then push down with your left hand and your right hand to bring yourself up to sit. Sit tall. Bring your hands into your heart. Now lower your chin so that it touches your fingertips. Release your hands and bring them down onto your legs. Inhale, lift your chin and slowly open your eyes. Namaste.
Well done. I'd love to know how that went for you, so please do leave a nice comment or a suggestion or feedback, insights, anything that comes to mind in the comments box below. Please give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Take care.